What's going on YouTube? Florida Man Knives here with another unboxing, and this is a knife that I actually had ordered over a month ago, and it is going to be a new release and definitely an exciting one. This one in particular is very exciting for myself for a multitude of reasons, but you can see right here, this is going to be the Chasm from Toor knives. Man, I just love their logo so much. And you can see that's what it's gonna look like. Yup, I got the teal version. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing opened up right here. And I am so excited for this, man. The anticipation is super high for this one. I remember when they announced on Instagram and YouTube that they'd be making these, I just was so stoked and knew I had to get one. This is my first knife from Toor Knives. So unboxing it, here we are. We've got a nice sticker right here, which is fantastic. I love stickers. Definitely I'm gonna keep that up there in the video. Oh man, and there it is. Oh, that is so cool. So you got this really sweet polishing cloth, first off. Love the logo on that, as I keep stating. Here is going to be their guarantee right here. Guaranteed for life, message from our founder. And you can pause that and read it if you'd like. I'll be getting into that a little bit more in detail. And then what's this right here? Got some lubricant, fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that back in there and get this thing out of the box. Oh man, that teal in person is just glorious. Man, I could not be happier. Oh man. All right, so if this is your first time watching my channel, teal is my favorite color. Hands down, Florida Man Knives here. The reason for that, I've never really said on my channel, is because it reminds me of the most beautiful portions of the ocean. And man, talk about a beautiful knife. Great fit and finish. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up. Okay. Oh man. Oh wow. I am very surprised that the ergonomics are as comfortable as they are for being a smaller knife. I mean, I have extra large hands, or larger depending on the glove size. And I can definitely get a full 4-finger grip here. I mean, my pinky, you can see, isn't 100% on there necessarily. And then you got this nice little choke up point there. If you really want to do some fine work, I mean, you can be careful. You know, you'll definitely get that edge right there pushing in, but look at this thing. This is just so amazing. Wow. I am just blown away. You can see we got some oils on the blade right now. Look at that amazing grind. That is gorgeous. That is just, I'm so blown away. This is incredible. So lightweight too. Wow. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, that is way smoother than I was anticipating out of the box as well. All right, so I am just oozing over this knife, as you can tell, and there are a lot of reasons for that. So obviously it looks incredible and the color is fantastic, but this thing is 100% manufactured in the USA, and every component is made in-house at Toor Knives in San Diego, California. So that is something, number one, that is really fantastic about this knife. Number two, Toor Knives in general, you know, as I stated, this is my first knife from them, and I'll definitely, man, addressing my feelings on this exact model, but Toor Knives themselves was founded by brothers Cameron and Connor Toor, and they are a veteran-owned company and definitely are very oriented towards both veterans and active duty military members as far as, you know, the type of knives that they produce. And the reason behind that is because Connor, after high school, had became a scout rifleman in the Marines, and Cameron became an Army Ranger. And so, you know, naturally knives are something that they used all the time, and they took their history that they had with skateboarding actually, and milling out different parts for skateboards, and ended up keeping it in their hometown where they grew up of San Diego. They kept production there and started making knives that they ended up using, and they ended up becoming quite popular with their groups that they toured with when they were active duty. And here we are several years later. They're introducing this incredible EDC knife. So this particular knife is called the Chasm. The Chasm was designed to be a smaller or mid-sized EDC knife. You know, definitely is right on that edge of, you know, just being just big enough to have that full 4-finger grip in this rear position. But man, that is going to be plenty large enough as well to do any of your EDC tasks. And you can see this just absolutely gorgeous natural stone finish. And this is going to be a CPM 154 steel blade, which is a fantastic steel, you know, just a great EDC steel. It's not going to be too difficult to sharpen, especially, you know, if you don't have a lot of experience sharpening knives, which I'll admit myself, you know, I'm really not necessarily the best at it. A couple of other things, you can see this has this amazing, gorgeous recurve edge right here. And, you know, this is all, again, ground in San Diego, California. All these parts are made in San Diego, California. You do have phosphorus bronze washers internally here. This is a titanium frame lock, and the handles, hardware, and this ambidextrous pocket clip right there, they're all made out of 6Al 4V titanium, which, if you're not familiar, is the same exact titanium that the Chris Reeve Sebenza is made of. So just wanted to throw that out there. And the price point on this is going to be $200 on the dot. So, I mean, for what you get out of here, this is a fantastic price, in my opinion, a great value for the components. I mean, you can see you've got this nice 1/4-inch lanyard tube right here, or lanyard hole, I should say, that is drilled through the titanium scales. An integral frame lock, of course. You can see that it is going to be straight up titanium. There is no interface or insert right there. You do have a nice detent ball though that is on the lock bar. And you can see you can, flick it out for sure. What is that, I don't know, maybe 10th time I've opened the knife, and you can already flick it out. That is fantastic. I'm sure, you know, once this thing, you don't even need to break it in. Look at that. I can already spidey flick it or rear flick it with the thumb studs. I love these thumb studs so much that, you know, I'm not a thumb stud fan on most knives, I'll be honest with you, and that's probably because I'm a Spyderco fanboy, I'll admit it. But man, if you're gonna put thumb studs on there, make them, first off, really easy to grab hold of, you know, good texturing. And second off, I love when they're raised up like this. You know, this is a smaller knife, and these thumb studs, they're not oversized by any means, but they're perfect. I mean, I have no issues accessing that. And sometimes on knives that are this small or even smaller, when the thumb studs are a little bit also smaller, that's a little bit harder to grab or access, especially with larger hands. And you can see that they bronze all of the titanium hardware on this, except for, of course, the pocket clip, which is stone washed to match the blade. Man, this is just fantastic. I am very, very impressed. It's so gorgeous. Yeah, and this teal color, obviously, it's everything I could have ever asked for. I'm loving it more than I anticipated. You are going to have an overall length on this of 7.25 inches. Your blade length is going to be 3.25 inches. Your handle length is going to be 4 inches exactly. And your blade thickness is going to be 0.125 inches. So pretty comparable to a lot of the other knives that are going to be ideal for EDC. You can see you've got pretty much a full flat grind all the way up there. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but it kind of looks that way with a nice swedge. And man, I just love that Toor Knives logo engraved right there. That is so cool. Man, it's just fantastic. I'm so happy with this. Again, CPM 154 blade. The hardness on that is going to be ranging from 59 to 61 on the Rockwell scale. At least that is what they do state on their website that they do harden this to. And I think, you know, that's definitely very ideal for EDC, and you can see with these phosphor bronze washers, this thing is getting very smooth already. You know, not going to be super drop shutty, at least not out of the box, but I mean, you can definitely flick it open and you can definitely close it with ease. You can obviously slow roll it, as people say. You are going to have Torx T8 screws right here, and the weight on this is also fantastic. I mean, it is a smaller knife again, but it is a titanium frame lock. And so let's go ahead and double check. The website says 3.4 ounces, and I'm curious, look at that. The colors, almost like they're similar. 3.14 ounces. Come on, guys. Look at that. That is even more lightweight than the website states. That is fantastic. Are you kidding me? Man, that is just... I'm loving this knife more and more the more I'm handling it. You can probably tell I'm a bit excited. And before I get further into the video, I'm going to address my one singular complaint about this knife already. And I also want to address the fact that they've already said they're going to fix it. I hate the pocket clip on it. I don't hate the way it looks, and I don't hate the function of it. I'm sure it's going to work great. But if you watch my channel, you know that I'm a huge fan of deep carry wire pocket clips, or deep carry pocket clips in general. Pretty much all of my knives, you know, Spyderco PM2, deep carry MXG clip, you know, even something like my Spyderco Dodo, I put a Lynch clip on, deep carry, you know, zero tolerance, deep carry clip. So that would be my only complaint with this knife. And honestly, to get a knife from Toor Knives, you know, I love the company, I support, you know, just everything about them, to be honest with you. The fact that they're veteran owned and operated, and, you know, their knives that are actually functional are used by members in our military, and it's 100% made in the USA in San Diego, California, which is really awesome. You know, they're really great guys. They don't know who I am, but they've already, you know, just responded to comments on Instagram or whatever. I mean, for all their pictures, and, you know, they have really great videos on YouTube. I highly recommend you check them out. They have a couple of shop tours, and they do show how these knives are made. And man, to get the finished product, I can attest that the fit and finish is actually fantastic on this knife. I am thoroughly impressed. I could not be happier with it. I mean, as I stated, my only complaint is the pocket clip, and I knew that going into it, so I'm not going to complain about it, right? I actually don't mind this choil up here. I will say it's not the most usable choil compared to, you know, a larger knife, or even something that's a little bit more comparable. Let's go ahead and get some size comparisons out here. Like the Spyderco Para 3 lightweight, you know, you've got that really big 4-finger choil there. But, you know, on this, I honestly am not minding that. It's, man, this is just, it's gonna be really slim in the pocket, I'm noticing, which I really am a fan of. You know, comparing it, as I stated, to the Para 3 lightweight, you can see it's like the exact same size as the handle itself, a little bit shorter in length. And let's check the cutting edge. You do have, yeah, actually a longer cutting edge on the Toor Knives Chasm than you do on the Para 3 lightweight. So there you go. If you're familiar with that knife, that is fantastic. I'll go ahead and leave that right there for size comparison, and bring out a couple of other models. Got my Spyderco Paramilitary 2 that I've got blades we love. Scales on right there. 100% made in the USA, this knife as well, which I love. Fantastic. But anyways, you can see just obviously the Chasm is way smaller, but overall length is honestly a lot more comparable than I was expecting. I'm very impressed there. And let's check a couple of other knives. We got, of course, the Swish Bowie right here from Spyderco, which is definitely going to be larger. And then an even larger knife is going to be the Reeve Sebenza. I just unboxed this thing, and obviously the small Sebenza I would imagine would be very comparable to the Toor Knives Chasm, but I have never handled one of those, so hopefully someone will do a comparison video or something between that and this thing. I will definitely do, comparison video between this and just some of the other knives in general as I get more experience with it. Obviously a review video to come, and I can attest that my first impressions of it are very, very good. Man, the fit and finish, I can't say enough, is just fantastic. Not to bring up negativity, I hate negativity in the internet and in YouTube and in the comments, but I've watched some review videos on Toor knives, and I don't know, I feel like some people just have too much time on their hands and they say such negative things. And I mean, even if one particular knife didn't have the best fit and finish per se, I mean, that's one particular knife, come on. And yeah, I am just so thoroughly impressed. I really am. I keep saying that, but it's so true. This thing is so comfortable in hand. I love these painted titanium scales. It's just something different and unique. There is another color as well, more of a maroon, which is definitely very nice on the eye, but obviously I'm gonna get the teal. They do make other knives as well. There's another folder that they make, and they are definitely known for their fixed blades. And the other folder that they make, I believe, is in S35 VN, I want to say, but I'm not going to complain about this being in CPM 154. It's, like I said, a great steel, going to be relatively easy to sharpen. I just love the recurve on that blade. That might not be the easiest to sharpen, I'll admit. And obviously you've got a fantastic sharpening choil built in right there. As I stated, you can use that as a 4-finger choil. I mean, me personally, my fingers are kind of calloused up a little bit, so that's not going to cut me or anything, but I don't necessarily recommend gripping all the way up like that. But you can see this portion of your finger. I mean, if you really want to get a little more detailed, or look at this. I mean, that's actually really comfortable. I didn't even think of that. That is fantastic. Okay. Wow. Just finding more reasons to love this knife. And man, I'm really applauding Toor knives right now. They are, somewhat newer company, relatively speaking. Definitely lesser known. Right after I had ordered this, they had started introducing some of their knives for sale on some of the larger online retailers, which is pretty fantastic. I do want to note real quick that the lock bar on this lock side of the titanium is not protruding a lot like you would typically see. I mean, it's pretty much identical in dimensions to this face side. Just to show a little bit more what I'm talking about there, obviously with this you have the thumb cutout for the thumb stud. I mean, that's a little bit different, but you can see that even so, let's say this was still cut in a little bit more, you would see that portion of it sticking down further. Here you go. This is an even better example. You got the Essia Vispa right here. Really great, affordable option. Frame lock. And you can see that that portion right there is protruding so that it is more accessible to disengage the lock, obviously. But this thing right here, I'm so happy they did not do that because of the size. It is definitely, in my opinion, I would classify this as a smaller knife, at least for my hand size. But you can see, man, I have no problem disengaging that lock whatsoever. This is incredible. Yeah, I'm just looking at it now, off to the side, off the camera right now, and yeah. It's bringing a smile to my face, that's for sure. So really would like to hear what you guys think in the comments of this beauty. I definitely will be using this, and we'll be doing a review video, obviously, and giving a final assessment. And they did say that they will be making a deep carry pocket clip for this knife, and I will be sure to order that as soon as it becomes available. Otherwise, I have no complaints as of yet, and I honestly don't anticipate any complaints. I love the jimping right here. It's in a great position. That kind of swedge down here is great if you want to extend your thumb out like that past the jimping, as you can see. And definitely going to be just, very light in the pocket overall. Great construction, very strong knife, I would imagine. I mean, you can check the lockup on that is actually pretty minimal, relatively speaking. I'm sure that'll break in over time, but this is just so cool. So happy to finally have it in my hands. And as I stated, would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. If you like the video, definitely drop a like. It really helps me out a lot. Also, before I finish this up, and I'll do another video on the subject, but you know, this is a teal knife, and you can see just in comparison, it is definitely a darker teal as opposed to some of the others that are quote unquote teal that are really more of a light blue. And yeah, I am just so happy right now. And man, if anyone from Toor Knives watches this video, if they do, and I'm checking the timeline, if they get this far into it, I'm thoroughly impressed. But you know, major props to you all, and you've got a fan here in Florida for sure. And as always, I really appreciate all of my subscribers, and I love to hear what you guys think of these knives. I love the interaction in the comments. You know, if you are watching my channel, you'll see I got this, I got the Sebenza, of course, and you know, some of my other knives pretty recently. So definitely going to be trimming the collection down quite a bit. And you know, stay tuned if you're curious to see what knives I end up keeping, but I can definitely assure you that both of these will be in that group. So as always, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.